Welcome back to day 8 of the Austin Video Sew Along. In today's lesson, we will be assembling and attaching the view B pockets. So if you were making view A, you can skip right past this video or watch it if you want to learn a few tricks. We're going to need to pull out one of our pockets and make sure you have it notched. So you can see there's a set of notches below here and a set of notches up top. Those are how we know where to fold. So if you don't have those, take a moment to mark them into your pattern piece right now. So the first thing we need to do is fold down this top edge 1/4 inch. Now this can be difficult to get nice and smooth, so we're going to be doing what I'm about to show you a lot in this video, is we're going to be using a jig. So I'm just aligning this piece of oak tag, which is basically, it's pretty much the same stuff that like a manila envelope is made out of, or like a file folder. And you can press around this, but what I like to do that's even easier is I have a press cloth underneath. I'm just going to fold that back. And press. And you can see it's nice and even, very sharp. Now after that, we're going to fold it again along these notches, but we're not going to press right now. We're going to pin the seams here, the side seams. We're folding the top down onto the right side of the pocket. So here's the notch. Right here, folding it, not pressing right now because we're going to flip this the other way. Now we're going to head over to our machine and we're going to sew right along these edges. Now this is our 1/2 inch seam allowance. And we're just sewing down to the folded edge. And same thing for the other side. And then we're going to press across the top. So we have a very nice sharp top of our pocket. Okay, so now what we need to do is press the raw edges to the wrong side of the pocket. And you can do this by just measuring a 1/2 inch down and pressing, or you can use a jig. And this is a jig that I've made by cutting off all the seam allowances on the pattern. I'm just going to insert it in here. Nice fit. And make sure it is even. Now, just like we did for the seam allowance here, we're just going to fold our press cloth over. Nice press. Fold the other side over as well. Press. Don't burn yourself. And then we're going to fold the bottom up. So I'm just going to make sure it's nice and flat. And fold up our seam allowance. Just let that cool. And once it's cool, we're just gonna unwrap And you can just give it another press without the paper inside. And then when you flip it over, super nice and square. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna clip this string here, and we're just gonna sew right across this edge. I'm gonna use my edge stitching foot so that the top part of the pocket is stuck in place. Okay, I have my edge stitch foot on. All right, so our pocket is now created, assembled, whatever you like. And we need to align it to our skirt. So take one of your front skirts, view B of course, and here we have the two marks for our skirt placement. And I'm just gonna make sure that it's even to the center. And you can see here, it's a bit off. It's where it should be. So I'm just gonna scooch it around a tiny bit. And you'll notice that my pinning was a bit off when marking. This is a slippery fabric, and that's just something that happens. It's not a big deal. So I am now going to pin my skirt in place, or sorry, pin my pocket in place. And I'm just going to pin through the center just to make sure it doesn't move around too much. Now we're going to go over to our machine and we're going to edge stitch around the pocket, just from the top corner, around, and back up to the other corner. We're just going to sew into that corner, lift our presser foot, and turn. we have edge stitched, and now our final step for the pockets is to top stitch right along our edge stitching 1/4 inch away. As you near the corner, check and make sure you're still 1/4 inch away from the bottom. So both of our pockets are attached, and that is it for today's lesson. All right, so we have attached both of our pockets, and that is it for today's lesson. In our next lesson, we will be assembling and attaching the View B skirt, so stay tuned for that. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any of our updates. I'll see you back here next time.